Prior to watching this video, you should have watched the network discovery video, which will help you understand how to find objects and devices on your network and selectively pick which ones you're going to monitor. So we'll go ahead and look at what's happened with the network discovery process. After you wait a few minutes, you'll see these different machines and devices come up. You already notice that there's a few of these that are duplicated. Why? Well, it depends on how we discovered these and what kind of things we know about them. For example, we found one machine that we want to look at that is a Windows Server machine. And we know that it's a Windows machine because we gave the credentials to be able to log into it. If we add this thing, we'll automatically add all of these monitors, but that's for a different discussion. At this point, all we're going to do is just add the simple things that we're interested in. So let's go ahead and go through and add a few of these. Here's our gateway that we found before. Here's another server. And we'll add a few of these that are kind of interesting. And then, let's go ahead and add the printer here too. Once we say this, we click Add Object. Where do we want to add it to, what network, and we'll go ahead and save it. So we've added a bunch of objects now. Let's go in and see what they look like. If I go to Objects, List, I can now see all these objects that are here. Already, by just adding them in this method, we've already assigned the monitor to each of these objects for ping. And I'm going to show you what happened. Because of how we discovered this, by default, what happens is that the network discovery discovers what open processes and so forth that are on it that are pretty common. And just like you saw previously, if you have a Windows password, it'll go and assign all the Windows kind of monitoring kind of things. In this case, this is just a simple network attached device that all it could find was ping to monitor at this point in time. And the monitor has already been automatically assigned. You can go in and assign other monitors, but just from the basic point of view, the ping monitor is assigned. You'll see some of the statistics stored about it, well, as soon as it's been added for a little while, and you'll see these come in. What's cool about this now is I can go ahead and set thresholds. For example, here in the packet loss threshold is set at 50%. And at any time that this is exceeded, then we'll get the alerts. When a monitor is not reporting correctly, in other words, when there's something out of whack or the threshold is not right, you'll see this applied to it. Orange at this means somewhere one of the settings has failed. And so what we can do is actually just dive in, look at the monitors that are signed and say, oh, well, these monitors don't make sense. On the gateway, which is actually a little firewall that's in there, there's a bunch of these internal interfaces that just don't make sense to monitor because they're not returning data. So what we'll go ahead and do is select these and deactivate them. And this is the process of adding monitors. You can just go pick any of these objects, add a new monitor to it, and it'll then show up in this list.